Good afternoon, this is Lynn with Odd Jobs and Junk Removal. Showing you the aftermath of this big job that I've been doing for 6 days now, I believe. So I've lost count of all the fruit trees, but I'd like to point out these two pear trees, and then you look at by the book, look in the middle, it's windy out here, central leader, and then look at that. And look at that one, as the cherry too behind it. But these guys said they didn't mind climbing on a ladder to get their fruit, so I left these at a central leader, left them high. And this one as well. One thing about the central leader, as you can see, it's more of a pyramid shape. That's so, and then you can see I got each branch thinned out. They have their space to get enough sun. These came out perfect for what they're supposed to be, for what I had. And there's these apples. Let's see. This was an apricot, I believe. And we'll see what happens to this one. It was half dead already. But the apples, I did a pretty heavy reduction on some of these. These are more open center. You can see that open center. So some of them I had to just do the reduction. These are going to take a couple cycles. I'll try to stimulate some growth at lower growth, so we get some fruit lower for them. These trees got so tall, all the lower limbs died. The tree's not going to waste energy trying to feed limbs that gets no sun, so they just die off. So, trying to stimulate some lower growth for them. But they did not come out bad at all. Open center. Open center. Some of them I just had to do what I had to do. And try to see what we come out with, like I said. And this one, I left that little sucker right there. See if we can turn this into some fruiting wood for him. Some lower fruiting wood within the next couple of years. They have told me I'm going to be their arborist from now on, so I will get to know this property, which I've already have, very well. But hold on, there's more. Now, these ones were pretty beat up. A lot of broken ends on them, long limbs. Ash trees they get so long on the ends and then they break. So as you can see, this limb right here, it was very long, it was coming out, and so I took it about half. This guy got that limb out of this tree, but you can see I pretty much took them up to limbs that are shooting straight up and took weight off of all them branches that are horizontal. And this one, and this tree right here, these two limbs were going all the way entangled in this tree. So I took them back to some laterals that are going up, and they will fill in. They look bare for now, but it's not bad. These trees will fill in pretty fast. They're actually not in too bad a shape. But let's go look around some more. It's been about 5-6 days since I did this crabapple, so now it's starting to bloom out, and you can see the shape a lot better the way that it's coming out. got a beautiful globe shape coming to it. I'm gonna come do this a couple more times, really tighten it up. This tree, beautiful already, but I can really get this into a perfect shape. This was the property where I had the Russian olives. And remember, I asked the question, can you make a Russian olive look nice? Usually they're garbage trees. Most of the time people want to remove them. So, in my opinion, these trees came out very nice. And I took weight off of the ends, right there, up there, back there, and the other side too. Thin and deadwood made such a huge difference. Let me show you. Because they have a road right here that they like, that they use to go up and down, and there was these big limbs that were growing over the road, and they've already had damaged this tree break before, so I made sure to take some good weight off of the ends of these limbs, and it actually gave the tree a pretty good shape doing that. But as you can see, I took weight off of the end, left it to an upright. Down there, same thing. Those were drooping down pretty low, and it was really full in here, full of dead all up in there. So got rid of a lot of that. And now these two Russian olives, these were some monsters. These two needed a lot of work. Oh yeah, we got all this cut up. This was already down, but I was asked to make some rounds. I guess they're gonna try to make some clocks, do some woodworking, so I help out what I can. But these, you see, took some weight off, thinned. You could see the trunk. That's one thing that I said before on the last video. You will see the trunk. So if you didn't see these trees before, I suggest you look at the last video of this property, and I think it's the first video I posted, and take a look at these, how they were before. They were a pain. When you're dealing with Russian olive, you got thorns. You may be able to see. You see them thorns? Look at that. Thorn. And these things are everywhere. Look at right there. Thorn. These trees are not nice. Most of the time they just remove them. And at the end of them thorns are little, they're like, what do you say? Like venomous. They get in you and they hurt for days. Now you can see we got some vehicles here. So I made sure to get weight off of the ends of all these big limbs, because there was a lot of broken limbs up there. A lot of damage from these limbs getting too heavy in the snow. So, but as I said, you can see the bark. That one kind of was bad because they got a fence that's grown into it, so there's really nothing you can do with that. But you can see broken. There was big broken limbs up there. These trees look 100 times better. You can see the ground. You couldn't even walk up here when I first started. When I first came here, I had to work my way just to get into these trees. But for a garbage tree, I think it came out beautiful. A lot of work. This was almost 2 full days by itself, just getting these cleaned out. A lot of work. But they're thinned, dead wood, and they're safe, just like they asked for. Some of these I didn't have really much to work with, so I had to leave some sucker growth. That will turn into a limb. That's going to strengthen up, and it will fill in. So sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But you see, this fence is just, yeah, it's grown into the tree back here. So